really think I wanted to go through this alone? I can't sleep. I can't breathe. I just wanted to protect you and the boys. Try to find a way out.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Snowfall, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about Snowfall Season 6, Episode 5. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, just like I told you guys last night, your boy Franklin Saint, he was on one, man. And the look on Teddy's face after all that stuff he was talking about, I don't really like my father like that. Like, it don't matter if you take him out. Well, okay, we gonna see about that. And Franklin, he was not about to play around with him. He did not hesitate. I mean, he took his pops out so quick. Once Teddy didn't give him the answers that he wanted to hear about his money, that man ended his pops just like that. He didn't waste any time at all, telling him, if you don't give me my money, your ex-wife and your kid is next. So your girl, Cassandra, was talking about, I dated a lot of Franklins. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if you dated a guy like this. Because this cat right here, he was on demon time up in this episode. And the look on their faces when Franklin took, the pops out, it was priceless. You know what I'm saying? They were shook. And now I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next within this whole storyline. Now, you guys let me know, what do y'all think about Jerome and what he was going through in this episode? He was breaking down. I mean, tears was coming down his eyes, very emotional. He don't want to do this no more. And this is what Jerome has been, talking about for a very long time, and it's starting to come out. The real Jerome is starting to come out even more, but we know it's a little bit too late for that. And in episode 6, I believe we're going to see the conclusion of this Uncle Jerome storyline and if he can make it out alive. But let's hop right into the recap. What did we see in episode 5? The episode starts out with Veronique and her moms. They're plotting. They're trying to get intel on Teddy's pops. And, Cassandra, she is telling Veronique, is it an end game? You know what I'm saying? Do we have a plan just in case this does not work out? She is telling her that we know this money is not going to be enough, even if Franklin gets it, because the CIA don't play. It's just not going to end well. And she tells Veronique she wants to be in her grandchild's life. I mean, she just wants to spend time with her and travel. So she is definitely thinking about a different game plan just in case this does not go down the way they think it's going to go down, which is smart, even though Veronique is not trying to hear it. Now, they end up seeing Teddy's pops outside the nursing home, and we can see he is not in the best shape. And Veronique, she does not waste any time. She lets Franklin know that they have found him, and Franklin is telling her he will be there in 24 hours. I mean, he hung up the phone real quick, and that's because he was, there with Kane, and he couldn't afford to be on the phone with her because he has to figure out a strategy on how to get Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome. Kane is not playing around, you know what I'm saying? And luckily, Franklin thought of something, because I was thinking like, man, this dude ain't gonna let you out. You better think of something real quick. And Franklin saw that horse on TV. He said, that's a good idea. You can probably catch Louie slipping when she's out horse riding. We know Louie does this time and time again, and that's a good game plan that Franklin has come up with. Now, we get to Detective Bucko, and he is telling Aunt Louie, Uncle Jerome, that Kane, he got away. And that's because Franklin Saint was there. He helped him out, and now Aunt Louie is pissed. She's like, man, we could have had both of them. It could have been over just like that. Uncle Jerome, he's upset. He is telling Bucko, like, I hope you ain't on that stuff again. Don't play around with me. Y'all let me know. Is Bucko back on it? Because the dude was kind of tweaking out. We gonna find out soon. But when Aunt Louie said it could have been over, Jerome understands that that's not the case. He knows this is not going to end, even if Kane is gone and Franklin is gone. This is a cycle that's going to continue to get worse, and he does express that later on in the episode. Now, Leon's old crew, they come in with Einstein as well. They're telling him that Dion left, and it's just a matter of time before he comes back. And if Leon wants their protection and help, he's going to have to guarantee them they're going to get paid. He's going to have to get back in the game, basically. They tell Leon that Big Dion has, taken all the product. They ain't really got nothing to push right now. So they need a solution to their issues, in that they're kind of confused on what Leon is doing, because he used to be in the game. He was popping cats. Now he ended up leaving, coming back, getting into fights, doing what he's doing. And they want to know, what is it going to be? Do you want to be in or do you want to be out? Because even if Dion gets taken out, it's always going to be somebody else. And that next person may mess around and be even worse than Big Dion. So Leon decides to say, you know what, let me go outside and let everybody know that I am back. He lets them know if they got a problem with him, let him know right now they can handle it. And as the description states, Leon solidifies control of the projects. And we can tell that Wanda, she knows this is not right. And deep down inside Leon, he really didn't want to do it. But as of right now, he is doing what he has to do to have his old crew back on his side and also to have control of the projects, which at the end of the day, it can affect Big Dion's business, which he will express later on in the episode. Now we get to Gustavo and Shamara, and she tells him she ain't running because Gustavo's telling her the DEA, they're about to have a big raid on Teddy's warehouse, and you most likely want to go into, witness protection. We're going to be on the run, basically. And she's like, hell nah. She's not doing it at all. She don't want to be running. And she tells Gustavo he needs to figure this out right now and come up with a better solution. Now, Teddy believes that Gustavo could have been working with, Ruben for a while now. He understands it is the KGB. They're going over pictures, and they understand that this guy can be a threat. Well, he is the threat. And now it is time to move in. And Haymeyer's telling him we're going to, have surveillance on him. And your boy Teddy's like, well, let me get in on that. You know what I'm saying? I want to go in to see what type of intel I can get on him. But as of right now, it's not looking good for Gustavo because now Teddy is thinking about taking him out because he is a threat. Now, Franklin is wanting Sissy to just leave. He does not want her being around because he knows it's not going to end well messing around with Teddy. He understands what he's about to do to his pops. But Sissy's like, look, I'm not running. You know what I'm saying? And we can tell based off Sissy's actions that she is willing to die for this in order to take him down. And she ain't going to run no matter what. She told Franklin, I already told you before, and I'm going to tell you again, I'm staying here, plain and simple. But you can tell she was really thinking about it because Franklin was basically begging her to just leave. But that's not going to be the case. Sissy will be here for the long haul, and I want to see how her whole storyline is going to end. Now, we get to your boy Teddy. We see the syringe, and we know what time it is. He's about to pull one of his moves. He's about to eliminate Gustavo and take him out if he has to. But Gustavo actually tells him the truth. So as I told you guys earlier, that conversation that he had with Shamara actually played off because now he has told him about Ruben. And now Teddy's like, man, I'm glad you told me this because it takes that pressure off of Teddy from having to take out Gustavo. And now he feels like, Gustavo is telling him the truth and he's not lying. And this is just going to help Gustavo out. It's pretty much just going to buy him some time. He calls Tony Moreno and tells him that we got to call it off because the KGB, they know about all this stuff and it ain't going to end well. So Tony Moreno is pissed off that he has to do this. He really thought he's going to get that one up on Teddy, but we already knew this whole raid was not going to go down. Now, Veronique and Cassandra, they go to the nursing home and they have a game plan to get her moms in there. And while she's talking to the main lady, we know Veronique's mom, she goes and she's looking for Teddy's pops. She finds him outside. She's out there kicking it with him, talking, smoking, and he hates it there. You know what I'm saying? This man said, look, I hate it here. And she convinces him to just leave with her. So she is good at her job. She knows how to work it. And that's exactly what she did. I mean, she just met him and now she has convinced this man to leave this facility. And hey, he was like, screw it. I got cancer. I ain't got that much longer to live anyway, so I might as well have some fun. Now, Big Dion makes a visit to Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome. He tells them about what happened to Leon and that everything's going to be all right. He going to take Leon out. He will have control of the projects. He tells them not to sell to Leon and, basically, he's saying, look, I helped you with Black Diamond in Dallas. Help me out. But Jerome was like, look, they ain't got nothing to do with me or whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not getting involved with you and Leon's mess. And Big Dion, he's pissed off. He's like, man, you ain't got no loyalty. He's talking about Louie, calling her out of her name, talking about she's calling all the shots. And him and Jerome, they had a one-on-one conversation. And Jerome tells Dion, like, look, these young cats, they're crazy. They ain't got no loyalty, respect, no code or anything. And we were pretty much, the last of the dying breed. And Big Dion was just looking at him like, really? Like, dude, not me. Like, that's you. You are the dying breed, not me. And when he said that, pretty much he said it twice, telling him he is, the last of the dying breed. You knew what time it was. I mean, they're pretty much just telling us, in my opinion, that Jerome does not have that much longer left. We can tell by the look on his face that he was pissed off. Louis was trying to have a conversation with him, but he couldn't do it. He said, look, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting up out of here. So y'all let me know what y'all think about your boy Jerome. He was definitely pissed off in this episode. Now, Sissy and your girl Wanda, they're having issues with this lady right here. She was going off on her kids. You know, Wanda tried to calm her down. They ended up getting into a little argument. And then, you know, Sissy and Wanda had a conversation. She was talking to her about how Alton helped her out, you know, pretty much helped, you know, get her back on her feet. And she basically wants to just be like that. She wants to be that person that does that for people. Sissy tells her she will, you know, want to be like Wanda. I mean, basically go through what she's going through all this stuff, and then she is still healing. So, you know, we can see the connection between the two. I just know that this storyline with Wanda ain't gonna end well. You can just feel it, and I'm hoping, man, I'm hoping that she can make it out alive. I did see some of you guys mention that y'all would rather have Wanda get taken out instead of relapsing. And the crazy part was, in the last episode, I was thinking the exact same thing. I do not want to see Wanda relapse and go through what she was going through. So if she had to get taken out, so be it. But I would rather have her go out like that instead of going back to her old ways and pretty much just ruining her life in her community. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Now, Uncle Jerome decides to go kick it with his old school cat, Clyde. He wants to get his car fixed, and Clyde is telling him he don't got enough room or whatever. He can't do it today. He's busy. But Jerome knows what time it is. It ain't a lot of cars there. Jerome does, you know, offer him some extra cash for him to allow his car to get in and get, you know, taken care of. The two just, you know, just kicking it. Jerome was just trying to have fun with his old school boy. No drama, but we know it was a car kept, you know, rolling past. And Jerome, he pulled a strap out. He was pissed off. Like, look, it can go down. Now, Clyde, he don't want that type of drama there. Jerome does tell him like he's sorry, but you know, Clyde was telling him like, man, I love you and all this stuff. Jerome was like, man, love me. Like, so why didn't you want me to come here? You know what I'm saying? You talking about you busy. It's only 2 cars. Clyde tells him, man, look, I just got people at home that want me to come back alive. You know what I'm saying? I got a family and I don't want to mess that up. They know Jerome hot. They know who he is and the lifestyle that he lives. And the look on Jerome's face, I mean, he was in tears. And he probably wishes he can go back to how things was before they got in the game, right? And just like, you know, Gustavo's girl told him, you know, she wishes she can just live a regular, boring life. And I'm pretty sure Uncle Jerome is probably feeling the same way, but we know that's not going to be the case because now it's on and it's a little bit too late to get out. Now, Ruben is about to leave, and right before he leaves, he puts 2 fingers in his closet, and this is his way of knowing if anybody was to come there, open up the door. If he puts more fingers in there or less, he understands that somebody's probably watching him, which was a smart idea. And we can see, you know, Teddy, Haymeyer, they're all out there plotting and planning on Ruben. Teddy is able to get inside. He's not able to find anything that's going to give him crazy info. I mean, he knows that Ruben is gay by seeing his magazines, but Ruben does come back, and now, as you can see, 3 fingers are able to fit inside that closet door, so he understands that somebody was there, and now I'm ready to see how he's going to counter this, and I'm pretty sure he's going to know that Teddy or the CIA has something to do with it. Now, Aunt Louie is blowing Jerome's pager up. That man ends up throwing his pager away, and we can see him, man. He's just outside drinking, probably reminiscing on the old days, but the old days are gone. And like I told y'all let me know. It definitely seems like it's the end of Jerome, like we were just getting the last bits and pieces of his story, and it's just a matter of time before we see the end of it. Now, we get back to Teddy's pops. He's back at his house. He's kicking it with Cassandra. He's having a good old time. I mean, he was out there dancing. I mean, he even got him a last kiss. Hell, he might as well try to clap those cheeks, but based off his health, he probably wouldn't have lasted anyway. But besides all that, we know Franklin comes in and he says, it is time to go ahead and call Teddy. And y'all know when Teddy got that phone call from Kansas City, he was shook, like, man, really? And once he heard Franklin's voice, and once Franklin told him the details about the nursing home and all that stuff about his pops, Teddy couldn't do anything. And all he was talking about was, well, I don't have the best relationship with my dad. You know, I hate him and all that stuff. Well, no, you don't. Even though that Teddy and his pops had issues, he loves his pops. And his pops told Cassandra that even though he had issues with Teddy, he, you know, wishes things could have been better or whatever. So none of that matters. That's his blood. That's his kid. And that's his pops. He don't want him to die. He wants his money. He's telling Teddy, look, you can get William to transfer my money back. and we can just end this right here, right now. But Teddy keep beating around the bush. And once he kept talking and not giving Franklin the answers that he wanted to hear, Franklin told him, wrong answer. And after that, he did not waste any time at all. He slit that dude quickly, dropped him straight off. Teddy's like, look, let me talk to him. Let me talk to him. Franklin took that phone like, well, okay, you can listen and you ain't gonna like what you hear. And Teddy, you can just tell, man, he was very hurt from what Franklin has just done. He is telling Haymeyer and Gustavo that Franklin just took his pops out. And now he probably doesn't know what the hell to do. He wants to get his hands on Franklin. The crazy thing is Franklin told him, I'm going to make your life a living hell. I'm going to pretty much hurt anybody that knows you, that's close to you, and I'm going to make you suffer. He told him this last season when his money first got taken. And then he tells him, look, I'm going to take out your ex-wife next and your kid if you do not give me my money. Plain and simple. So it goes to show you what type of, mentality that Franklin has. I told you guys in prior videos that once Teddy does not give him what he wants, Franklin is not going to hesitate. He does not have a lot of patience at all. We're seeing it time and time again, and we can see his character development from season 1 all the way to now. It's like night and day. He is not fooling around with nobody. And he's going to continue to have this type of, mentality until he gets his money back, until I guess he feels like he has, won. But knowing how this story is going, ain't going to be no winners. Now, Franklin, he tells Veronique and her moms to get out. He burns up the house and now it is in flames. It is over. So Franklin is like, well, you took out my pops. Now it is time to take out your pops. Now, Teddy said he didn't do nothing to Alton. He said he don't know what Franklin talking about. Even when Haymeyer asked Teddy about his pops, Teddy said the same thing. I don't know what you're talking about, right? Well, Franklin ain't got time for all that. He ain't got time to wonder if his pops are still alive. He already went through all that, so it is what it is. He's already accepted the fact that Teddy most likely did take him out, and now ain't no more games. And I cannot wait to see how, this next episode is going to play out. But y'all let me know. Let me know exactly how you felt about episode 5. It was another banger. And each and every week, we have to accept the fact that Snowfall was going to end soon. We ain't got that many episodes left. We're already halfway through the season, and it's going to be crazy on how it ends, in my opinion. Now, I will be dropping the episode 6 What to Expect video for you guys this weekend, so stay tuned for that. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.